Okay, track 15 to close out the playlist for Best of 2025 is from Brolly, and the song is Heavenly. This is a Sacramento, California artist with a single release from October with just 2,000 plays, so pretty new and pretty fresh. The sound really is what drew me in. I think there is a sort of psychedelic pop with sort of thread lines back to the Beatles that is just sort of infinitely appealing to me. Something about, I think, kind of the spacey, atmospheric, washed out sound with the reverb and the sustained chords. It just sort of floats around. And then the voice is, it's real angelic and layered. It's a beautiful song. So down tempo, there's so much opportunity to sort of be in the pocket as they're playing, and even sort of some of the guitar picks that ends up being kind of fills that pre-fill the chorus. I think just so nice. And then as I thought about it more, it's a bit of a rising chord progression that's in the song, and I think that's part of what makes it feel lofty and airy, and almost just kind of important. So I would love to know more about how the song was mastered and mixed, because it really feels like a big studio production in terms of how grand it is, but just looks kind of like maybe a single person using tools and building songs. So I really appreciate how artistic and I want to say the word complex, how maybe it's just how rich it is. So yeah, it's a song that instantly grabbed me. The sort of trilly sound at the beginning and kind of towards the end, almost like a Halloween-y kind of sound, is something that I think when I first heard it, I thought, that's probably not for me. But it kind of ends up being like a bit of a wrapper that, like, once you peel the wrapper back, then there's this soft psych pop song that sort of lives inside. It's a little bit like like a candy bar with a garish wrapper, and then you open it up and you're like, wow, this is rich chocolate. So, or rich caramel and chocolate, as the case may be, following track 14. So, a fun song for me to pull, and just one that really felt obvious to me in terms of the songs that I listened to the most this year. This was one of them. So let's see. Who wants to take it and pick up Brolly and Heavenly?
I'll take it. I like this one a lot too. I thought the production was really great. Like you mentioned, Sean, an artist I don't know, so that's always super fun. The warbly guitar. I mean, there was another theme that we pulled warbly in earlier on. I think Daryl Ron. The whistling at the beginning. I don't know if that's a mouth whistling or like a sound tube. Have you ever seen those things, like the whirly tube, where people can spin them at different rates and they make different tones? That was messing with my head on which one it might be, but I like the uniqueness. I like the creativity side to it. I went and checked on his Instagram as well, and on October 3rd, when Heavenly was released, or at least that's when he posted, he said there's a double dedication to the song, once for his Grammy, or his Gammy, his grandma, who had passed away earlier that year, and then also to Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, who helped him kind of be inspired by that sound. So to me, that makes a lot of sense, being inspired and to what I hear, and I think it's cool as a gift, as a generous, like, to think of the artists being generous to people and giving things to the world. I think that's, again, a positive theme. He said, big thanks to my friends for adding their beautiful touches to the songs. And then it says Whistler. Okay. Elise Marie was the Whistler in Songbird. So I think it's a mouth whistle, not a sound tube. But I think it's cool to have something that's dedicated, something that's written for a person. The cover art is of his grandma. And I think that's, in a year of longing and loss, Brett, I think those are your words at the beginning of the year. Music is a way to share. Music is a way to heal. Music is a way to connect. And I think it's a great way to round out this playlist too, of somebody who's paying a dedication to some people we lost this year, like his grandma and Brian Wilson. in a year that was a tough one for many, but also one that we can look back on and say maybe it helped kind of bind the fabric a little bit tighter together for these communities and these circles that all of us are finding ourselves within, some of them overlapping, some of them distinct, and that we're just now peeking into. So I thought it was a great one to add. Again, I always love being introduced to something new like this, and Brolly from San Francisco, I don't think we got too far on the West Coast on this 15-song set, so it was nice to spread east to West Coast on this, from Philly down to Sacramento, Austin, all the way up to Toronto. It feels like we got North America covered, so way to go.
Way to go. Way to cover the four corners. Let's see. My thoughts. Love the sound. I mean, you guys have covered a lot of what I had thought about. It sounded to me like around a minute a organ comes in, which is also warbly. The guitar is warbly, the vocals are warbly, and then that organ, there's just this like fabulous resonance among all of the sounds that he put into it. I really dig what he's doing. I was curious about the album cover, so thanks for doing that research, Grant. That's pretty powerful to hear. I love that his profile on Spotify just says making songs in my bedroom, and it looks to me like that's what we see in the visualizer, is like him in his bedroom. So just love the sing, the musicians making art, because probably not because he's trying to make a life or a living out of it, but it's just like the kind of music that you have to make because you have the ability to, and you make it. So it feels inspired by the life that he's living, and that seems really rich. Also, I immediately thought of Brolly and Paganello, and the part of the trophy that you would win, or that we took home for the 5 seasons that we won it, was the Brolly. So it was kind of fun to see that name cross the playlist. So thanks for this one, Sean. This is really sweet.
Yeah. I agree. Let's see. I had something I wanted to say, and then when you said that part about the Brolly, I totally lost my train of thought. But I will say that I think it's incredible what one person in their bedroom can do, and the richness of the tools. But I think you're right. When you have an inspiration and a vision, I think this is an incredible product. This is an incredible composition, and frankly, it needs to be heard by more than 2,000 plays. So I hope that this helps shine a light on this song, but also more importantly, the artist. And, I look to see what comes next. I will tell you that this year has been a year where I got into 2 song podcasts in particular, One Song and also Song Exploder. And both of those podcasts end up breaking down the song stems to where you can hear the instruments isolated and the vocals isolated, and talk about the effects and the different ways that they were constructed. And I really, really enjoy hearing about kind of how the house was built, as opposed to just looking at the house from outside. It's one of the metaphors that they use in the Song Exploder. And I would really love to hear some of these stems, because I think that there's so much that's happening in the song, so much that's layered and rich in its construction. So there's more to do here for me, and I'm happy to share it with you. And then Grant, also thanks for finding the dedication to the grandma, but also to Brian Wilson. There's strong Beach Boys influence in here as well. I hear it strongly, and but I hadn't captured that in the research that I had done. So I appreciate you bringing that forward. That makes it fun in a lot of ways. So with that, let's give it a spin. This is the song Heavenly from the artist Brolly, from the single Heavenly, released in October. Enjoy.